So when the Nazis were subjecting innocent lives to gas chambers, the self-proclaimed liberators of the world were also doing the same to the Indians in Rawalpindi. This is the story of how British sent hundreds of innocent Indians to the gas chambers in their pursuit of making chemical weapons, and how this dark secret was finally exposed in 2007. We often hear the horrifying tales of how Nazis used gas chambers to torture and kill many people, but did you know that the British Empire also did the same to the Indian people? In the early 1930s, the British Empire was secretly running several gas chambers in the city of Rawalpindi to conduct some terrible human experiments. These evil trials are known as the Rawalpindi experiments. During the Second World War, the Indian subcontinent was a colony of the British who recruited thousands of Indians to fight their war. These soldiers were not only used as cannon fodder in war but also as lab rats in experiments. This tragedy came to light in 2007 when media broke a story about some documents discovered in the British National Archives. These documents revealed that when the Second World War was raging, the British military considered the use of poisonous gases such as nerve gas and mustard gas against the Axis powers. But they wanted to measure the exact dosage and effects of these gases, so they hired a research institute called Porton Down for experiments. Secret gas chambers were set up in the city of Rawalpindi for these experiments. Many Indian soldiers were exposed to the mustard gas to study the effects. The gas caused huge numbers of burns, some of which were so damaging that people were sent to hospitals, and some even died. The severely burned patients were reported to be miserable, depressed, and in constant pain. The patients were treated at the Indian Military Hospital Rawalpindi, but the exact place where the British built the gas chambers in Rawalpindi is still unknown. The experiments went on for more than a decade. The research institute still exists, and when the reports of these experiments came out, they argued that it was a different time and they shouldn't be judged on modern standards. While moral standards and ethical considerations might have indeed evolved since then, but the notion that the human experiments were somehow acceptable back then is a lie in the face of everything that history has taught us. The British Empire, in its quest to defeat the Nazi forces, employed not similar but the same tactics with the same disregard for the sanctity of human life and dignity.